Hello, this is Emmanuel Olatunji, aka Iga, the exceptional beat, and I'm delighted to be here again. Alright, as you already know, I am the executive publisher of TEBEBA Global Publishing Limited, and at TEBEBA, we take the stress of writing off you and help you publish, promote, brand, and even print your book. So if you are looking forward to becoming a celebrated author, TEBEBA is a place to reach out to. Today I'm going to be proceeding with the series I started last week. Last week I started talking about book publishing. So in the video I did last week, I taught you what book publishing is all about. In today's video I'm going to be introducing you to the two predominant types of publishing that we have. So if you are talking about book publishing, there are various types of book publishing. But today, I'm going to be focusing on only two types of book publishing, which are traditional publishing and self-publishing. So I know that if you have been researching about what book publishing is all about, you probably have heard about traditional publishing and self-publishing. So, but do you really know the differences between these two types of publishing? That's exactly what I am going to be teaching you in today's video. So what is traditional publishing and what is self-publishing? Traditional publishing has to do with, when a writer actually writes his or her manuscript, then reach out to a publisher to publish for him or her. That is the definition I am going to give you. And I believe that definition is kind of explanatory enough. So let's say you are a writer and you finish writing your manuscript. You don't have to bother about publishing, the cost of publishing and all the entire process of birthing your book. You just have to reach out to a publisher who is going to, take charge of the entire publishing process. But then you don't have, the right to determine the cost, because it is the publisher who is going to determine the cost, and it's the publisher that will also be marketing the book. Then you'll be paid royalty. So that is just what traditional publishing is all about. Before the advent of internet, what we all know was traditional publishing. That is during the 20th, the 19th, 18th century. The prevalent type of publishing is the traditional publishing. But then there is a huge problem with traditional publishing, and that is most authors don't get their book published, because before you can actually get a publisher, then your manuscript must be amazing. Like it does not mean that it must be amazing, like it's just something that it takes God's grace, to really get a publisher to kind of choose your manuscript. Authors like Paulo Coelho and several authors like that, they all encountered these challenges. Before The Alchemist, the popular Alchemist, before it was published, it has been rejected by several publishers. And that is just one major issue with traditional publishing. It prevents authors to kind of get their message out there. It deprives authors of spreading their message whenever they wish. For instance, today now, because of self-publishing, you can determine that you want to become an author this year, and you can begin to plan towards it and it to be a reality. Unlike then, no matter how smart you are, no matter how fantastic your manuscript is or was, it still take the grace of, like, the publisher still has the right to say your manuscript is rubbish. No matter how much work you have put into that manuscript, no matter how fantastic and how great that work is, the publisher still determine if he will publish it or not. And that is what traditional publishing really is. It's very good, it's awesome, it's still fantastic till today. If you get a publisher to work with you and decide to take care of every aspect of, you know, publishing your book, it is fantastic. However, you don't just need to wait and wait and wait and wait before you can get a publisher that would determine to take your book and do all the publishing, marketing and everything, and you'll be paid royalty. That is why we have self-publishing. So self-publishing is the direct opposite of what traditional publishing is. Self-publishing basically is that you have to, you know, take charge of not just the writing. So even though you finished writing your manuscript, then there is still the publishing aspect. So you are in charge of all the entire process. You are the one that would bear all the costs. And the interesting thing about self-publishing is that you don't just bear all the costs, but you also determine the price of your book, and every gain from that book comes directly to you. And that is the fantastic thing about self-publishing. But that's not the only thing. Another thing is that no one can shun your message. No one can shut you up. Unlike traditional publishing, authors are at the mercy of the publisher. They are at the mercy of the publisher. A publisher can determine that, no, I am not publishing this, and all the years, the research and everything you've done will just go to waste like that. And that was why so many authors during the early centuries are always depressed, and sometimes they will say they ended up dying poor and stuff like that. And that is because traditional publishing, you know, allows you to be at the mercy of the publisher. Unlike self-publishing, yes, you just have to determine that, okay, you are ready to get your message out there. Write your manuscript. After writing your manuscript, you need to get a trusted publisher as well to work with you. There are self-publishing firms. For instance, TEBEBA is a self-publishing firm. Well, for now, we are a self-publishing firm. And so what we do is to help you to spread your message out there. And trust me, the quality of the book we also produce in TEBEBA can stand head to head to that of the one coming from, you know, a traditional publishing firm. So, but the only difference is that you are the one who will bear the cost. And at the end of the day, you determine your price, and also not just your price, you also get everything coming from that book belongs to you. The fame, the everything, just name it. In fact, we've worked with some clients that we help them to publish their book. We took care of everything, from the editing to the publishing to everything. But after they got published, people started reaching out to them. That is what self-publishing is all about. They will begin to see you as, you know, an expert. Even though you are not the one who published the book, you are not the one who, you know, did all the editing and stuff. You have to pay a publisher to handle all those things for you, but they will still see you as an expert. And that is the beauty about self-publishing. Everything that comes as a result of your book comes to you, whether you got an award or whatever, it comes to you because you have paid off your self-publishing firm that you worked with. And that is just it. So do you understand the difference between self-publishing and traditional publishing now? I want to hear from you. I'm going to be stopping today. In my next video, I'll be teaching you more on what publishing really entails. Till I come your way another time, remember to be the best version of yourself. I remain Emmanuel Olatunji. Bye for now.